And welcome back, everyone. It's the week of Who Would Win. And we start off the week of Who Would Win with one from my girlfriend, who will not be named. She's not comfortable being named, and that's fine. I just will refer to her as my girlfriend, who had asked long ago, who would win in a fight, Batman or Hero Killer Stain? Now, Batman is the Batman. We know Bruce Wayne's backstory by heart at this point. Saw his parents killed in an alley by a criminal, random criminal. He ultimately became the Batman to fight injustice, trained for many, many, many years, and ultimately arrived back in Gotham and has been pretty much, the Batman ever since. Master of martial arts, a genius-level intellect, world's greatest detective, billions at his disposal, some of the most advanced technology around. He is the terror that flaps in the night. But no, seriously, he is well known in Gotham. He is feared. He's peak physical human condition, and he's armed to the teeth. Now, because of his general no-kill rule, it's a misnomer that he has an actual no-kill rule. It's more of a I will not murder, I will not revenge kill rule. Perfect example is when I think Jason asked the question twice, actually. It's both scenarios are Jason I'm going to bring up, is when he brought up in the comics, a famous comic about, you've killed before, and he says, yes, into self-defense when there was no other option. Or when obviously in the Red Hood movie, he says, why is he still alive? And it's like, as it against your moral code, and he goes, no, God, no. All I've ever wanted to do was kill him, subject him to every horrible thing he's ever done, and then end his life. But if I go down that path, I'm never coming. I don't think I can come back from it. He doesn't trust himself. It's the imposed rule he has on him. It's not that he won't let someone die or he won't take a life. It's that he will not take it out of cold bloodlust or revenge or anything like that. He will not do it to make himself feel good. And that's what defines Batman a little bit there. But to do that, all of his tech is generally non-lethal, though you probably could kill someone with a lot of this stuff. Including his grappling hook, which is very, very capable. Again, referencing the Red Hood movie, when he comments about Jason's knife, he's like, and then there's the knife. What do you mean the knife? Do you know how many knives that can cut my line? Oh, good point. He's like, yeah, that's high tensile, very very strong line he's got there. And it can be used in combat too, to grab a piece of rock and just or grab someone, boom, punch him. Obviously, he has smoke bombs, smoke grenades, gas pellets. His mask has infrared. Has night vision. Has many different things equipped into it. It's also got he's of course armed to the teeth with batarangs. Many can just use beat cutting, even double as knives. Obviously they can be tossed. He has explosive, sonic, tracking. He's got shock gloves, which we know he can use to just charge up a charge into his glove and just kind of electrocute someone, even restart someone's heart. The spikes on his gauntlet are actually very sharp and durable as well, as they can even cut through a blade. If you were able to, catch it. In fact, I think that is a go-to strategy from when fighting someone with the swords to block and cut. And his suit itself is also highly durable, capable of even taking explosions and coming out damaged but still intact. His cape is durable enough to survive gunfire to a certain degree, small arms fire, and fireproof and electric proof. His suit can tank knives. His suit can deflect small arms fire. So this is a man who comes in prepared for most circumstances. And obviously, if he gets prep time, he can take on anyone. Generally is this consensus. Hero Killer Stain, real name is Chizome Akaguro, sorry. He is the main threat in the Hero Killer Stain arc, I believe it's the internship arc. And he's a fan-loved favorite character, too. He was someone who tried to be a hero and then became very disillusioned by the hero system after just failures and just seeing how the world works. And, he's not, the messed up but amazing part of this character is he's not technically wrong in his viewpoint. When you really look at the way heroes have kind of become, they weren't like All Might, the one hero he still looked up to and actually looked as a true hero. They had become more self-centered, more self-serving. They treated it more like a job instead of, an actual just service that, a true hero would do. And so he wasn't wrong when he said that the system needed to change. What he was wrong about was the way he went about it, saying, I'm just going to kill all the people I think are fake heroes. And to do that, he decided to go out and just take lives. And he took a lot of lives. I think it was like 11 or something like that. He took a lot of lives. And to do so, he cut, he killed, he stabbed. He's armed to the teeth, almost literally, with blades galore, knives. He's got spikes on his body. He's got knives everywhere on him. He's got his I think he had 2 katanas, if I'm not mistaken. Mind you, the katanas, you see them are not rusted, but they are like chipped. They are broken. And this isn't like with, say, Zaraki and Bleach, where his blade looks that way, but it's just more aesthetic, just more the way the blade looks. It still functions exactly like a real sword. This isn't a supernatural world in that sense. That is just a broken sword. But it still serves the purpose that it should be serving, where it would, if he were to cut someone, it would still cut them, which allows him to use his quirk, Blood Curdle, which, short and sweet of it, whenever he licks or ingests someone's blood, they are paralyzed for up to 8 minutes. Now, it works the best apparently on A types, then AB types, then B types, and then O types. I believe that's the way it works. I could be wrong on that, to be fair. It's either O, B, A, B, or something like that. Point being, the intervals are, I guess they're probably like 2 minutes each. Because that would make sense. There's 4 different main blood types, and 8 minutes is the max. So just, chop it down by 2 minutes each time. And as far as we know, unless you have some sort of quirk that can kind of bypass that, like All For One did in the final arc, where Stain came back, gave his life, and died, and tried to stop One For All with All Might and failed. Unless you have a quirk that can honestly replace your blood, that was a quirk he had that allowed him to do that. We haven't seen anyone really power through and just neg it off. So it's a pretty powerful quirk in that sense. Granted, though, you do need the subject's blood in order to use this quirk. And so that's now going to raise the question. Let's assume for a minute, if we're doing some sort of crossover here, that Hero Killer Stain is in the world of Gotham or something like that. And he's actually, maybe, to push out, and he's like, there's heroes in this world, and this city is so polluted and corrupt, these villains, they must be cleansed. And maybe he goes around and starts killing some of Batman's rogues. I could see him doing that. Maybe even he kills one of the more high-profile ones. I could see him killing some of the lesser ones like Zaz, Mr. Pig, maybe in the Ventriloquist. But maybe it's when he gets the high-profile, he kills a high-profile one. For instance, maybe he kills Harvey Dent. That's when, Batman's still tracking. That's when, after he kills Harvey Dent, you're not going, you're the, I've heard about you, you're the Batman. And he's just looking at, and that's quite a good look you got. I don't have time. You failed this city, Batman. I hear you're supposed to be a fighter for justice. Mask yourself in the dark to protect everyone else, but you're no better than any of those other heroes back home. Just a fake, you can't do your job. I won't fake heroes. I mean nothing. And he just comes in at Batman, just quickly just boom. Now, Stain's a good hand-to-hand fighter. He's no Batman. He's not he's more of a just improv. He's closer to a Deadpool, really, who is also a skilled martial artist. But what I mean by that, he's more kind of a freestyle fighter going by instinct with a little bit of skill he has. What he's got going for him is a solid physique, to be honest, because he was able to cut through solid ice with a giant chunk of it with no real issue. So he's probably got a minor level of enhanced strength, to be sure, but nothing that really would be something Batman couldn't handle. And so Batman just, throws Batarang. He's like, is that the best you've got? You fake! And all of a sudden, beep! It's like, ah! Batman comes in, just suddenly punches him in the face, starts beating on him, and just tries to stab him with his sword. But again, I believe you need a much more powerful sword to get through Batman's armor than that. Batman's armor has been pierced before, definitely, but not by a straight katana, I don't think. And even if it could be, we've noted that Stain hasn't been taking good care of those swords. They're very chipped and broken, which means slashes are not cutting through that armor. And even a stab, I have a feeling Batman might be able to just hold that off. Just slices it. Again, maybe put some plastic explosive, which he also has on him, and just poof, just lightly. You think you can stop me? You think You think you're helping the city? You do nothing. You put them back into the prisons, and they keep coming back out. It's an endless cycle. I will stop the cycle. I will stop it all, including Batman just boom, boom, and just starts. Batman starts smiling. Goes, you think you're the first to think you're better than me to think that's the route to go. Your kind comes and goes all the time. You're no better than any of them. You're just someone with a with a chip on your shoulder, not a chip on your shoulder, but someone with an inflated sense of self. And there's it's like you. And he tries. And here's the thing: there's conviction. But Batman's seen conviction like Stane's, quite frankly, more times than not. Like Batman would not be impressed by Stane, to be honest. The only way Stane could beat Batman, legitimately, is to get him and cut him and get his blood. The problem comes simply down to Batman's suit would tank pretty much anything he throws at, or Stane throws at him. Unless there was already a notch or something in there, or if he's able to get him on the face or the cowl. That's the only place he'd be able to get. And Batman's reflexes are way too skilled for that. So I really don't see Stane ever being able to draw blood from Batman. And if he's unable to draw blood from Batman, Stane is pretty much on the losing end of this fight. Now, that's not to say Stane would be completely overwhelmed or he couldn't get some good hits in. I'm just saying he's not something that would be very new to Batman. Hell, honestly, he's like an even more twisted version of Jason when he became the Red Hood, to be honest. So it's really not something he hasn't tackled before. Ultimately, I would have to say Batman would beat Stane pretty well. Again, the only scenario where he could win is if he managed to nick him on the face and then get some blood. And at that point, Batman can't move, and he's pretty much not in a good spot at that point. So that's my thoughts. What do you think? Hope you enjoyed. I'm recording a bunch of Who Would Wins in videos for the week because I'm liking doing that. It frees me up for later in the week. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.